Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And so lately I haven't done any videos in the last week or so. I haven't done any collaborations with any of my friends on YouTube. I've kind of been away from YouTube for a little bit because my grandma, she just passed away yesterday, in fact. But we knew she was dying about a week ago, actually, from today. She was put on hospice. She wasn't doing well in the hospital. So I was down visiting my grandma in hospital last week, and she passed away yesterday. And so still kind of getting over that, and I have a funeral coming up. I have to deal with that. Anyway, so that's why I've been busy with all the family issues and all that. So that's why I haven't been on YouTube for a little while. But we'll come back on YouTube, when this is all done. But yeah, it's obviously very sad, grandma passing away. She was 97 years old, so she definitely lived a very long life, and for most part was pretty healthy for being 97. She actually was still living just on her own, actually, just 6 months ago. But definitely health-wise, was deteriorating a little bit, but that's to be expected at her age, but still did pretty well for herself. Anyway, so I mean, it's not a complete shock, but obviously anytime a loved one dies, it's very sad. And but so I wanted to make a video kind of talking about that, and also I wanted to sing a song in remembrance of my grandma. Like I said, she was put up on hospice on last Wednesday, and was not responsive and stuff. And so we were playing music beside her to kind of try to ease her comfort, And one of the songs that we put beside her, actually the song that was playing when she passed away was "It Is Well With My Soul." So, and it's actually my favorite hymn, so that's pretty cool. And so I wanted to sing a song in remembrance of my grandma, and I thought I'd sing the song that she heard last before she left this world. And I do believe she went to heaven, so I will see her again someday. My grandpa died about 20 years ago, actually, back in 2004, so they're both passing on away. In fact, this is my last grandparent that was still alive. But man, I'm so happy that I got to spend so much time with my grandparents. Luckily, for most of my life, they only lived about 30 minutes away from me. And so they were always prevalent in my life. And only in the last 6 years, I moved about 3 hours away. So about 3 hours away from her the last 6 years or so. But still was able to have a lot of contact with her, which was great. Very close to my grandparents, was at their house all the time. Of course, we spent all our Thanksgivings with my grandparents. And we got to spend Christmases, and they were there for, all major events like graduations and my wedding, all that. So obviously they're very big in my life. When I was a kid, I remember going over to my grandparents' house, which my grandma was still living in the same house from 1949. So she lived in it for like 70 some years, her, my grandpa, and then her by herself. And I remember going over there and spending nights there, and remember playing Candyland with my grandma and watching Shirley Temple movies, because my grandma loved Shirley Temple movies, and making me sandwiches, and she would cut off the edges, the crust, and we would throw the crust out in the grass, and I would watch the birds come and eat it. And I don't know, I always looked forward to that. That was like a big deal to me as a kid. I was like, oh, I want to throw the breadcrumbs out and see the birds come out and eat it. That was fun. Remember them taking me to one of my first movies I ever saw in the movie theater, which was Beethoven, which is about the big St. Bernard dog, which is a nice family film. But I remember going and seeing them taking me and my older sister to that movie. I recall that kind of stuff, and like I said, just lots of times just spending the night at my grandma's, and I cherish all those memories. Of course, I think about them a lot now and how great they were. And I had, again, so blessed that I got to spend so much time with my grandparents, and my grandma especially, since she lived to be 97. So a very blessed moment. Sad, but man, feel so blessed at the same time. And also want to say thank you to anybody who gave me well wishes and condolences on Facebook. I mean, I appreciate that so much, everybody's kind words during this time period, and prayers as well. Obviously, just keep praying for my family as we're kind of going through this funeral process for the last time with our grandparents, anyways, and all that, anyways. But yeah, so thank you to everybody, and hope you the song blesses you in some way. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet, though trial should come, let these blessed assurance control, that Christ has regarded my helpless estate, and hath shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when my fate shall be sight, the clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the trump shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so, it is well with my soul. 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 It is well